Hello, how are we all today? Now, before I start, I want to say thank you to begin with. Now, this happened yesterday and I'm absolutely blown away. I've got no words for this. So, this arrived in the mail and it was sent to the business building. Now, that's what people sometimes do if they don't know what my address is and don't know what our postal address is, because we've got a post office box at work. And this is actually a voucher to pamper myself at a local day spa. But the thing that really blows me away about this is this voucher has come from Timely, which is a company that's New Zealand based, and they are the company that we use for our booking software online. And there's a lovely message inside it that says, I'll just get it for you. There's a lovely little message inside this that says, "Dear Melanie, it's pamper time. Just our little way to say thinking of you and hope you are recovering well from your recent surgery. Love from Annie and the Timely team." So thank you very much, Annie and the Timely team. That really was a really sweet thing to do, and I just didn't expect it at all. So thank you so much. Now, getting on to what's happened. So, since I was let loose on the crutches yesterday, I have not been crutching it everywhere because I now need to get my head around the fact that the surgical team have instilled the fear of God in me with these crutches. Now, I never was afraid of them before, but because so many people have repeated so many times, no, you can't use them because we're afraid you might fall, you're afraid you might do this and that, and I've never fallen, but now now that's in my mind. So what I'm going to do is build up the use of the crutches slowly and in sensible places. So when you're standing on one leg, you've got to be very mindful of what type of surfaces you're on, even with crutches, even with my fancy pantsy crutches. For example, polished tile surfaces and polished concrete floors and things like that. No, with crutches, especially on one leg. We do not want to fall. So what I've been doing is using them for short distances where I'm feeling quite safe. So I went into the bank to drop off a direct debit yesterday, and I was using the crutches when I did that. I used them around work, but I still took the wheelchair into work because when I'm sitting down, I've still got to keep the leg elevated, and I've got the rest on this crutch, this wheelchair to do that with. I've used them a bit more around the house. I've used them to get to the garage this morning for my cycling. But other things and longer trips, I have still used the wheelchair. Now, when I was at work yesterday, I engaged a private occupational therapist to talk to me about wheelchair use and accessibility and all that sort of thing. And it's actually meant that I have had to come to a new realization. Now, you might think, what the? But I really I've had designs on the fact that once they give me a prosthetic, that's it. I'm up and away and I'm standing up and you'll never see the wheelchair again. But actually, when I spoke to the prosthetic limb centre, there's times when the prosthetic needs adjusting and fixing and replacing, that it wears out like shoes, that sometimes you'll get blisters, and there'll be times when I want to travel further than I want to on crutches, or the weather isn't suitable, or the floor surfaces aren't suitable, or whatever. So unfortunately, whether I like it or not, and I'm going to have to mentally adjust to this because I haven't yet, unfortunately, whether I like it or not, I am going to need a wheelchair, probably on and off for the rest of my life. Now, that doesn't sit too well with me because that is, for me, like a physical symbol of being disabled, and disabled is not a word I like. I'd prefer it to be alternatively enabled. So I'm going to have to really sit with that and have a think about how I can accept that sort of thing. Anyway, this morning I decided to go and try the bike again with Zwift. Luckily, the same route was still available as it was the last time. So this time I used the crutches because I'm still trying to ponder how to get on and off the bike, how to get the shoe on and off, and all that sort of thing. Here's how I went. Somebody asked me to show you how I tackle the cycling. Now, I'm on the bike already, but it was bloody hard to get here. I still haven't refined that properly in a safe way, I don't think. I used crutches this time, which made it a bit easier than the wheelchair last time, but I still haven't refined how to get the bike shoe on properly. The chair that's here in the garage is too light and I'm afraid it might tip over. And and then getting from there to the bike with one bike shoe and crutches is quite tricky. So what I might try next time is leaving the bike shoe here with the bike and put it on after I've got on the bike. I might try that next time. But here's what I do with my leg. My leg is resting on this very handy box. This is the box that the turbo trainer came in. Well, the trainer that the bike is on, and it looks like this. The bike is pretty sturdy, thank goodness, because I need it to be. Now, I'll show you what pedaling looks like. Now, pedaling I find really hard, and it's a lot of stress on my knee replacement knee. So I have to be really careful, and that's the challenge actually more than anything else, is the knee replacement. I'm not strong enough to be able to do full pedal rotations all the time. My hamstring knee joint isn't strong enough to do single leg full stroke pedals. So I have to keep adapting it between the two so that I can keep going, because I tried just the single stroke pedaling and then kept stopping, but I was stopping so much it was getting on my nerves. So here's what pedaling looks like. I have to sort of flick between the two, between full pedal strokes and half pedal strokes. And it meant I could keep on going last time, but I'm really, really slow. But like I say, I've got to be careful with the knee joint on that knee replacement leg as well and not stress it too much. So I'm going to give Zwift a go. Had to adjust my expectations of exercise. So it used to be, if I don't go as far as 10k, then it's not worth it. If I'm not cycling for more than half an hour, it's not worth it. But actually I've had to change that completely, and now I'm aiming just to go further than last time, or if I'm having one of those days, to go as far as last time. And the last time I went was 2.5k. Sounds really pathetic, but it's a start. So I must be pedaling slightly incorrectly, because I had to really think about it to figure out what I was doing. And I think I'm tracking the knee slightly to the left, and that's because I'm only pedaling with one leg, I think, and it's I'm pulling up. I also found that I was tensing my back muscles, and it's all about weight distribution and things like that, and trying to get the propulsion from just one side. So I had to think about it, and was managed to correct it when I'm thinking about it, but really gonna have to be careful because I don't want to upset the knee replacement. What I did was I did full pedaling, and it was managed to get 200 meters at a stretch, full rotation pedaling, and I couldn't do that at all the other day. And then I go for half pedaling for a while, and then I carry on, and it's actually my quad that gets tired first. It's really interesting, but I know that the up and over is hamstring, the strength in the hamstring, so the quad is taking over. So, well, my left leg needs to hurry up and catch up, otherwise I'm going to have a bionic right leg as well. But I was able to go all the way around without stopping, even though I had to change the pedal technique slightly, and I got right the way around the 5k loop, and honestly I was stuffed after half of it last time, so I'm feeling quite pleased with myself. So although one-legged cycling is not my favourite thing, I'm still feeling reasonably positive about it when I drag my sorry ass out there to do it, because I don't find it as enjoyable as two-legged cycling, but it's my only means of exercise at the moment. So I'm going to persist with it. And I've proved that just with a little tiny bit of effort and a bit of adaptation, that I can actually make it work. And that's probably going to be the rest of my life from now on, trying to find adaptations to make things work that now don't, because I have not got 2 feet. So it's been a tricky little series of a day or so, because I'm going to have to do some mental adjusting, really, and actually a reality check probably. But on the positive note, I have booked the first aid course for Friday. And starting from the week after next, I'm going to slowly and gradually return to work as a personal trainer. And then I'm going to have to wait for the leg before I can do some massage. But here's the exciting part. The bit I was talking about yesterday. I got this phone call whilst I was making yesterday's video at work. Now, the Limb Centre called me back because I was trying to book this first aid course and work out when I'd be going back to the Limb Centre, and so they didn't clash. And I knew he said it in a week or so. So I'm back at the Limb Centre, standing on the test socket on Monday. Woohoo! Now I cannot wait to see how that goes. I've had the Shrinker sock on constantly since they gave it to me, and I'm feeling really, really positive about this whole thing. The guy down at the Limb Centre has been absolutely fantastic, and he said that his first goal was to get me standing up, and that's exactly what he's doing. So this is how it works. So I've got two sessions on Monday and two sessions on Tuesday. Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon. I have to stay over in Dunedin for a night. And they give me the trial socket, and that I have to use it, do some physio with it, and they adjust it. It's made of plastic, like I said, so they can mold it and change the shape and things like that. If we get to the end of day 2 and they think they've got the shape right, then that's when my actual prosthetic leg gets made, and I believe that takes 2 to 3 weeks, depending on whether they can get the parts or not. So that means that I could actually have a leg by Christmas. This is still actually a possibility. So I'm feeling really, really excited. And the Limb Centre said that I can video whatever I like. So I'm going to go with a tripod and the works, and I'll show you exactly what we get up to. Absolutely stoked, and I can't wait to show you that. Anyway, have a lovely evening. I'll talk to you soon.